His Zephyrian combat arena had seen countless battles across 3 millennia, its bioluminescent walls bearing witness to the rise and fall of 1,000 warrior species. Today, however, something unprecedented was happening. The greatest fighters from across the galaxy, Krillian berserkers with their chitinous armor, Volthan plasma wielders who could melt steel with their bare hands, and even the legendary Nexari shadow dancers, were all backing away from the central platform. At the heart of their terror stood a creature that defied every tactical analysis their species had developed over eons of warfare. It wasn't particularly large, standing barely 2 meters tall. Its hide was soft pink and utterly vulnerable. It possessed no natural weapons, no scales, no venomous stingers. By every measure of galactic combat doctrine, it should have been prey. Instead, Captain Marcus Chen of the Terran Defense Corps stood in the center of the arena, hands casually tucked behind his back, wearing what could only be described as a gentle smile. "I don't understand," chittered Vexhai, the Krillian champion whose acidic claws had carved through starship hulls. His 6 eyes darted nervously between the human and the arena's exits. The scans show it has no natural defenses, no hardened carapace, no energy projection capabilities. It should be dead within seconds. The Volthan representative, its crystalline body crackling with barely contained energy, shook its geometric head. "The data is wrong. It has to be. No species survives to achieve interstellar travel without significant combat adaptations." High above in the observation deck, Ambassador Telen of the Galactic Combat Federation watched the proceedings with growing fascination. This was supposed to be humanity's initiation trial, a formal combat assessment to determine their military classification and alliance potential. Standard procedure dictated that new species would send their finest warrior to face a selection of established champions in non-lethal combat. The other species had sent exactly what was expected. The Krillians brought their most decorated acid warrior. The Volthans had selected a plasma master capable of reaching surface-of-star temperatures. The Nexari had sent their most accomplished assassin, capable of existing partially outside normal spacetime. Humanity had sent Captain Chen, a middle-aged logistics officer with graying hair and laugh lines around his eyes. "Perhaps," suggested the Nexari representative, its form flickering between dimensions, "the humans misunderstood the nature of this trial. This one appears to be some form of administrative personnel, not a warrior." Ambassador Telen's tentacles twitched in what passed for amusement among her species. She had done her research on these humans, and what she'd discovered had kept her awake through several rest cycles. "I believe they understood perfectly." Down in the arena, Captain Chen finally spoke, his voice carrying clearly through the amphitheater's acoustics. "I appreciate you all giving me some space to stretch. The journey here was long, and sitting in a transport pod for 3 weeks really tightens up the old joints." He rolled his shoulders and performed a few casual neck stretches. The gathered champions exchanged looks of confusion and growing dread. "You may begin the assessment whenever you're ready," Telen announced through the communication system. The Krillian champion was the first to move, its warrior instincts overcoming its inexplicable fear. It launched itself across the arena with a speed that would have been a blur to most species. Claws extended, acidic saliva spraying from its mandibles. Captain Chen sidestepped with an almost lazy grace, and as the Krillian sailed past, he delivered what appeared to be a gentle pat to its carapace. The 700-pound killing machine crashed into the arena wall and didn't get up. "Huh," Chen mused, examining his hand. "I thought I pulled that punch. Sorry about that." The Volthan champion erupted into plasma form, its body temperature spiking to levels that began to melt the arena floor. It surged toward the human like a living solar flare. Chen pulled out what looked like a simple metal bottle, twisted off the cap, and took a drink of water. As he lowered the bottle, he exhaled softly. The stream of his breath, made visible by the temperature differential, struck the plasma being like a physical blow. The Volthan's energy matrix destabilized instantly, and it collapsed back into its crystalline form, unconscious before it hit the ground. "Brain freeze," Chen explained to the stunned audience. "Gets me every time." The Nexari assassin attempted to strike from its dimensional hiding place, phasing through reality to attack from an impossible angle. Chen simply reached out, grabbed something that shouldn't have been there, and pulled. The Nexari materialized fully with a sound like tearing fabric, suspended by Chen's grip on its throat. Dimensional hunting is actually pretty common where I grew up, Chen said conversationally, setting the assassin down gently. It immediately fled toward the exits. My little sister used to hide in folded space to avoid doing chores. Ambassador Talen leaned forward in her observation throne. Around the arena, the remaining champions, beings who had conquered worlds and shattered fleets, were backing toward the exits with their weapons lowered. Captain Chen, Talen's voice echoed through the arena. What exactly is your combat specialization? Chen looked up at the observation deck and that gentle smile widened just a fraction. Combat specialization? Ma'am, I'm a logistics officer. I make sure supplies get where they need to go and that our people have what they need to do their jobs. Then why? Talen asked, though she suspected she already knew the answer. Did humanity send you to this trial? Captain Chen's smile became positively cheerful. Because, Ambassador, you asked for our finest warrior. And in the Human Defense Corps, every single one of us, from the newest recruit to the highest admiral, is cross-trained in combat operations. What you see here isn't special forces or enhanced soldiers. He gestured around the arena, where the greatest champions in the galaxy were now clustered near the exits, whispering among themselves in voices tinged with awe and terror. This is just Tuesday for any human in uniform. We all smile when we walk into a fight, ma'am, because we've never met a problem we couldn't solve. Ambassador Talen made a note on her assessment pad. Recommend immediate alliance status. Also recommend never under any circumstances provoking these humans to actual warfare. In the arena, Captain Chen was helping the Krillian champion to its feet, apologizing again for the rough landing. After all, there was no need to be impolite.